All right, folks, we're back. We only got a couple minutes here before we're going to leave. And today at 11 o'clock, and can you get the Candace card for me? Absolutely, absolutely. Today at 10 o'clock. Don't miss. Stick around right after the commercial break. Stick around for our new show that we've kicked off, and it's coming along. Candace is doing a great job. I used to have glasses. There they are. Candace is doing a great job. She just started her own show, and we're going to work with her here, and she's working through. Now, when I started this show, now I guess 4 years ago, there's been a lot of there has been several bumps and bruises trying to get this thing off the ground and getting used to broadcasting and information and stuff like that. So there you go, the Freedom Zone with Candace, the truth set free, every Thursday at 10 a.m. And then you can find it on YouTube. We automatically upload her show, the Freedom Zone, to our YouTube channel, FYNFetchernews.com. And then you can go to our YouTube channel there and look for the playlist. The Freedom Zone. Is that the way you're going to put the playlist up? I know this is her second show. Are you going to put that up like that? Okay. Josh is going to get, but this is today at 10 o'clock. Don't miss Candace show and start watching for some of the marketing we're going to be doing where the show is concerned. Okay. Let me get back here. The Freedom Zone with Candace, the truth set free on our playlist. And today marks her second show. So, all right, let me see here. Go back. What I want to do is I want to check the Twitter deck. And 54 minutes ago, happy National Ag Day from sunny Purdue. The President of the United States. An hour ago, let's see what the Twitter deck has from the President of the United States. That's 54 minutes. An hour ago, the three very weak and untalented late-night hosts are fighting over table scraps. This is for the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump's Twitter deck here. Three very weak and untalented late-night hosts are fighting over table scraps. Carson did a great job. That would be Johnny Carson. Did a great job. It wasn't political. I don't know what they're going to do in 2024 when he's no longer president. Will be wacky in the unemployment line. Michael Loftus, Fox and Friends. So President of the United States put that out. An hour ago, the Democrats are border deniers. They refuse to see or acknowledge the death, crime, drugs, human trafficking at our southern border. 2 hours ago, the President of the United States said, my administration looks forward to negotiating a large-scale trade deal with the United Kingdom. The potential is unlimited. That's the whole Brexit thing going on. Let's see what else 2 hours ago he did. The president's been busy this morning. A big national emergency vote today by the United States Senate on border security and the wall, which is already under major construction. I am prepared to veto if necessary. The southern border is a national security and a humanitarian nightmare, but it can be easily fixed. So the president's going, the Republicans, will show you that in just a minute. But the Republicans are going to help the Democrats push this over the edge, and President Trump will veto his own Republicans today. The last one of this morning, 3 hours ago, the president tweeted out, Democrats are frantic to throw something else at the president. That's why you saw those 81 subpoenas. It's ridiculous. Just because you're still upset over an election that happened 2.5 years ago, you should not be allowed to ruin people's lives like Laura Trump. trying to ruin Laura Trump's life. Okay, so let's go to the pictures of the morning so I can get through the day, finish up. We know it's Beto O'Rourke Day. Now, the media cannot stand it because Paul Manafort has gone through 2 trials, okay? They are afraid, the deep state media, the deep state in general, all of them are afraid that the President of the United States will pardon Paul Manafort, which I think he should. But remember, all the media has used Manafort as their poster child for the Russian connection, collusion, obstruction of justice, everything is supposedly Mueller's going after. But nothing Manafort was charged with, nothing he was convicted of, and nothing he was sentenced for relates to Russian collusion, obstruction, nothing. Zero. Zip, zilch. So what do? Double jeopardy. Now, in this country, there's a thing called double jeopardy where you cannot be indicted and charged for the same crime twice. We're not supposed to have double jeopardy, but the state of New York has circumvented all of their rules, laws, and everything because they want to indict Manafort. They did. They've charged Manafort an hour after the judge yesterday handed down the sentence, which they're not happy for. They were waiting for Manafort to be charged, you know, spend 100 years in prison or something. I'm serious. You're going to say, well, no, it wasn't that long. But I understand the charges had much bigger, much bigger sentencing parameters, and Manafort didn't get what they wanted. And they do not want to allow the President of the United States to pardon Manafort. So let's go with number 2. Paul Manafort indicted on fraud charges by Manhattan prosecutors. Give me number... I'm trying to get through all this Beto O'Rourke. We know... I had here a minute ago. Go to number 37. New York charges Manafort, New York Times, with 16 crimes. If he's convicted, Trump can't pardon him. This was an hour after his last court appearance yesterday. An hour later, Trump cannot pardon him. They want to be able to say the media wants to be able to say Paul Manafort in connection of the Donald Trump campaign for another 2 years. And this is what's going on in New York. He can't pardon him. And double jeopardy, number 38, Paul Manafort indicted on fraud charges by Manhattan prosecutors, indicted by Manhattan grand jury in connection with multi-million-dollar mortgage fraud scheme, according to the court documents obtained by NBC yesterday. Do you know how many crimes of this nature are taking place today, but it's not connected to Donald Trump, and they want to connect everything to Donald Trump? Number 39, MSNBC. New York prosecutors announced Manafort indictment minutes after federal sentencing. All right, 41. Trump said, I feel very bad for Paul Manafort. Will you pardon Paul Manafort? I haven't even thought about it. Okay. So we know what's going on there. Let's go to the Boeing 737, number 42. The MAX jet has been grounded by the FAA. Emergency order, President Trump. This is one of the Southwest right here is one of them, apparently. Number 40, an emergency order. There's some people that understand aviation that are talking about some of the software and some of the programming that makes the nose of the plane dive down, and the pilots try to pull it back up. Aviation, nothing. I know nothing about it other than I do not like to fly. I used to fly often in my past life with another job, But now I don't have to fly. I don't have to. I just don't, and I don't like it. So that being said, but they grounded this plane. The 737 MAX has been grounded. Airlines are everywhere trying to figure out, hey, you know what are we going to do here? Because this is a large part of some of the airlines' fleet, and they have to reroute. They're rushing around to reroute planes to get in rotation to try to keep some of the flights schedules in place. So they're having a major problem doing that today, but we'll find out here. If the black box from this last crash would have been sent to the United States, we would already know the data. So I think it's been sent to Europe. I think it's been sent somewhere to Europe, the black box, to extract the details of what really happened when this plane crashed. I think the president was pausing enough to try to see what the black box said before he decided. There's a lot of controversy over not grounding, the FAA not grounding the plane. And you got to understand, personal security, your life is the most important thing when you get on this airplane. I don't like to fly, so your life is the most important thing. I agree with all of that. And I don't say but. Let's remember, though, if you're going to try to collapse Boeing and maybe try to, shut them down of this, they have a backlog of thousands of these planes ordered, or I think hundreds or thousands, okay, in order right now. They have these planes in manufacturing plants right now and trying to fill orders, and they have so many in the air. Before you shut down a billion-dollar operation, you kindly like to make sure you've got the information necessary to make the move. That being said, I think that was the pause. And as you can see, from the time of the last crash till the time they grounded them, no matter what they say, nothing happened, folks. The president took a pause. FAA looked at it. Boeing, they all took a pause. Everybody's okay, folks. Nothing happened, no matter how the media tries to spin it. I think the President of the United States and the FAA were hoping that this black box would already be in Europe. This black box would already be, everything would be removed from the black box, and they would know the data of what caused this crash. So we're waiting to hear that. Now, let's go to number 27. Move on from that. Number 27, here are the 5 Republicans at this time. Now, I have not got an update and looked at an update, but here are the GOP senators against Trump's declaration. Senator Lee from Utah tried to add an amendment to the a bill that said we're going to be okay with this executive order on an emergency, national emergency, but we're going to change the parameters on national emergency in the future, okay? And that fell flat. So here are the 5: Susan Collins, Murkowski, Senator Lee, Senator Tillis, and Senator Rand Paul. I will tell you this: Senator Rand Paul and Senator Mike Lee are going to, if they vote against the national emergency declaration of the President of the United States, if they vote against it, they're doing it for some convictions that they have, okay? I thought Senator Lee gave one of the best constitutional, a lesson on the Constitution during the Kavanaugh hearings I've ever listened to by a sitting senator. Senator Paul, I do support. Sometimes we're not on the same page, but I do support. So I think the two of them have their reasons and convictions. Tillis, Murkowski, and Collins, they have no convictions. They have no reasons, and they're just cowards. Cowards of the voting cowards is who they are. Just cowards of the voter afraid. So they're going to go against, President Trump said he will veto. Number 28. Yes, we said yesterday it was good. 29. She got released on $1 million bond. Yes, it's good to know that parents are trying to do things underhanded to get their kids in college. And the FBI was able to crack the case, and they have cracked the case, and they're ready to take these people to court. Let's go with number 3. College cheating ringleader says he helped more than 750 families with admission schemes. Just saying. All right, just saying. I just wish they would find some other people guilty of something. See, this proves the FBI can do it if they try. This proves the FBI could do it if they try, and like Lisa Page with the insurance policy of the Espionage Act, where Loretta Lynch said, nah, I don't think we're going to go there, from the Department of Justice, the corruption. See, this right here proves if they try, okay? Let me get to something else. Number 4, very quick. They want to take a shot at Whitaker. Whitaker did not, the Washington Post, Whitaker did not deny talking to Trump about Cohen, top Democrats say. So he is a private citizen, Matthew Whitaker, former head of the Department of Justice, former Attorney General for, what, 3 weeks after Beauregard Sessions went back to Alabama? So this guy, the former AG, went to Capitol Hill before he left. Now, they brought him up to Capitol Hill and grilled him. Why? And I'll tell you why, because if you go and you testify as a private citizen versus a government employee, the penalty is different. It's much different, the penalty. And if you give testimony as Attorney General there, a temporary, cabinet member, what you are held responsible for is different than if you're giving testimony as a private citizen. So they did that on purpose. They brought him up there to testify before he could get out. Okay, seriously, before he could get out, they brought him up to testify. So they would have him on record before he was no longer Attorney General. Now he's a private citizen, and they're saying he needs to come back because he did not deny talking to Trump about Cohen. And we need to find that out, so that's that. Yesterday, I'm telling you, on the East Coast, Tuesday morning, text messaging did not work with Verizon. And I think there's things the government does not tell us, and I think there's things that I just really think there's things we're not told. So if you were with Verizon, I don't know at AT&T, if you were at Verizon on, and I'm going to actually pull it up. Stay with me. Stay with me if you're at Verizon. Hold on. Here it is. So Tuesday morning, I sent a text message to somebody. I'm going to have it here in a second. At 4:50 a.m., I sent a text message, and it said my message did not go through. At 7:17 a.m., I sent another text message, and it said that it failed. My text message failed. Then we found out that Verizon on the East Coast had a major outage of data outage on Tuesday. So I don't know about AT&T and any other carriers. It seemed to be corrected about 9:30. Then yesterday, Facebook, go to number 30. Facebook yesterday had a partial outage worldwide. Now, some of you freaked out. Some of you have not recovered yet because you cannot post something. You cannot hit like. You cannot put up a frowny face. Some of you just went off the rails yesterday because Facebook, your world, ended for a little while. But yesterday, Facebook's partial outage worldwide. And then they had to go to Twitter. Give me number 31. They had to go to Twitter to tell everybody, we're aware that some people are currently having trouble accessing Facebook family of apps. This also Instagram. We're working to resolve the issue as soon as possible. And they went to Twitter to have to tell everybody that Facebook was having a problem. But I just want to say, hey, conspiracy theory or not, folks, Tuesday morning, major data problem with Verizon on text messages. Wednesday, Facebook had a major problem. Wednesday, I don't even know if it's fully cleared up. So we'll see. Let's go to 32. I don't know the lovely wife's name, so I don't want to hear it. It's Beto O'Rourke announces presidential bid. Breaking news right at 6 a.m. this morning. It will be his day all day. I'll guarantee they're going to talk about it on The View. I guarantee they're going to talk about it on Outnumbered on Fox. I guarantee Shepard Smith is going to really enjoy his hour at 3 o'clock. I understand tonight all of the shows will be talked about on CNN, MSNBC, CBS. I understand that. I would get caught off guard. Watch the nightly news. Now, I come from a generation, and I know what you're saying out there, all right, but I come from a generation to where at 6 o'clock, the 6 o'clock or 6:30 nightly news, what we called the CBS, ABC, and NBC, the big three nightly news, there would be a newscaster come on and they would open with the biggest story of the day, that was actually newsworthy or news. I want you to look at ABC, NBC, CBS tonight at the top, the hour, the news, and see what they lead with. I'll guarantee you Beto O'Rourke will get the lead in most of them today. So it's Francis O'Rourke Day. We know it. You know it. I know it. The American people will soon know that he's an empty shirt, just like the last guy they tried to push. I'm your host, BKP. Stay tuned right after. Give me the card right there in the window again so we can go. Candace's card there. The Freedom Zone with Candace, the truth set free, right after these commercials. Don't miss this new program. I'm your host, BKP. Take us out of here, Josh.